Okay, so good afternoon to you all. We are glad that you had made the time and the opportunity to meet us and to be at our second edition of the Lean Global Connection. So we'll be here for the next 30 minutes to talk about a little angle or a different perspective from the Lean principles and applications. We all know about Lean applied to operations, business, corporative businesses, and some other areas. But parenting is one of those areas where that's not that often that we see content and events spreading the word and trying to make the most out of this way of think. So we come up with this session about lean parenting with this title of Instill Lean from Childhood to Adolescence. And many of us, lean practitioners, choose to use this lean in their everyday lives, and even some of us in our relationships. That's what we will be talking about. Relationships, in this session, family relationships. So in these presentations, you will learn about this interesting application around how to parent, how to be a parent, and how to instill these lean principles and lean thinking to our child. So we will go through our experience. Margarida here we will present in the next minute, but Margarida is my daughter. So we have chosen this session to be an informal sharing around parenting. Okay, so we can talk about 5S'ing our child's room or create a very simple job instruction on how to brush your teeth or making your Kanban for the week. Okay, so let's dive into those examples. So myself, going for a quick presentation, I am a father of two. It is Margarida here and another son, Miguel. I'm 48 years old, so I was born in 1973, a good year here in Portugal. And I have several hobbies. I enjoy quite much water sports, from bodyboarding to surf, you name it, and also two-wheels rider. That's one of my things. But since 1997 working on lean and operational excellence, continuous improvement, that has been my playground. So Margarida, your presentation, go ahead. I'm not sure we are listening or having your sound. Nope. Oh gosh. Okay, so guys, things happen. We need to have our plan B. Somehow the connection was lost. Margarida will try to join us in some seconds. Obviously, she was in her way to present herself. She's back on the session. Let's just see. Okay, go ahead.
I'm
Nice.
back. So as I was just saying, I'm 21 years old, and I have just recently finished my bachelor degree in communication studies at the University of Lisbon, and I'm now aiming to do a master's in journalism. I want to say that I'm extremely excited to be here and participate in Lean Global Connections 2022. And I thank the main speaker, my father, for the invite and for letting me contribute to the way I can to this particular conversation.
Okay, thanks. So moving forward. So what's the purpose? We can summarize it very, very briefly. So throughout our family lives, not only ourselves, the two of us that are here, but also with my wife and our second son. We have engaged since 20 years ago, the time that Margarida was born, in bringing into our daily lives some of these principles. So we all transition from child to junior, right? And then to young adults as they are now. And finally to mature adults like ourselves and many of us. We also progress not only on our age, but on our role. First, we just are on the son's role. Then we start to be a father or a mother. And then we will move towards grandparenting. And some of you probably are at that stage already. So this is a story of us, our lives, and myself as a lean thinker and practitioner, and what we have been learning as a family during this journey together. So that's the reason to be here, simply to have some fun around this sharing, both of us as a father and a daughter. So by having fun together, hopefully if the internet allows us, I will go briefly through this very funny video where a father tries to engage their sons in how to make a sandwich. And you can see the fun that we can retrieve out of these joint actions and activities. We have fun, the kids have fun, and we all learn together. So hopefully let's cross fingers and see if actually we can have our video going through. Okay, this.
What's up, the internet? You know what? I'm hungry. I could really go for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you guys think you can write down some instructions and teach me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Yeah.
Then do it.
I knew we were going to do this. I heard Dad talking to Mom.
Choke yourself on my hand. Sometimes they do what you tell them.
Dad, I'm done.
Step 1. Get 2 pieces of bread out. Got 'em. Get a butter knife and get some PB. Take 1 piece of bread, spread it around with the butter knife.
No, Dad, with the peanut butter.
I'm just doing what it says. It says take 1 piece of bread, spread it around with the butter knife.
Hold on.
Get some jelly, rub it on the other half of the bread.
No, Dad, open the jelly.
Well, it doesn't say to do that. Put the breads together on top of each other. Take a big bite. This doesn't taste like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Fail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to make it extremely specific.
Oh, good. I'm starving. Take 2 pieces of white bread out of the bag. Take the lid off the jar of peanut butter. Get a butter knife and stick it inside of the peanut butter jar. With the knife, scoop a bit of peanut butter out of
That means like a lot.
A bit means a lot?
In my world.
Spread your scoop of peanut butter onto 1 of your pieces of bread with the knife. All right? There we go.
You're doing better than before, though.
Open the jelly jar. Squeeze it onto the other piece of bread.
No.
Done. Closer. Get 2 pieces bread. Get some peanut butter. Take the peanut butter knife. Open the peanut butter. Put the knife in the PB. Get some jelly. Open the jelly.
No.
Squirt the jelly onto the bread. Take the butter knife with the peanut butter on it Wipe it all over the piece of bread that's blank. Take the butter knife, rub the jelly all over the piece of bread.
Oh, he's doing better. Oh.
It says all over. Put the two pieces on top of each other.
This is how I meant.
Okay, so I think you got it. So it can be fun, right? So the video goes a little bit further with some other tries, but the kids really engage into it. And they are actually learning, not only as making a sandwich, but how mentally construct a job instruction. That one or whatever job instruction they need to perform on their lives, not only for them, but also for the ones that are around them. So this is our start now, handing over to our experience, what we have learned within our family. So again, handing over to you, Margarida. Same issue seems that is recurring. Image okay, but sound again. So guys, this is how IT is about. So troubleshooting. Sorry if it happens like on the interaction before, it will take us just a couple of seconds and we'll have her again signing in. Anyway, Margarida will go through his own introduction when thinking. Okay,
I think
you are back.
now.
Move forward. Yes.
As I was saying, as you can imagine from my introduction, as a 21-year-old journalism student, the specifics of Lean are far away from my own area of knowledge. So, and from what I've seen, Lean is a philosophy with its own language and methods. So those specifics are not the type of content that I can discuss confidently about. However, the purpose of me being here is to talk a little about myself, someone who was raised by another someone who knows all about those specifics. So I can talk about my experience, my habits, and what I have observed as I watched my father dive into this world of Lean. Something that I think is important to note and to make clear is that neither in my childhood, my teenage years, or now in my adulthood was Lean directly taught to me. I was never sat down by my parents and given an expositive lesson on how to think Lean. And to be honest, I'm glad that it didn't happen like that because as a child, being seated and being taught things can seem a bit boring and you easily dismiss it.
Right.
So what ended up happening was that Lean entered my life in a very natural way. I learned its utility and incorporated it into my.
Gida, sorry. Yeah, seems that something is recurring. Yeah, we listened just up to 5 seconds ago. Still no sound. Okay, for the ones that do not stress without IT issues, obviously I invite you to stick to the session still, and so we can move forward. I think that's not the last time we'll have this thing, but we'll need to live it or live with it.
Yeah.
So Margarida, you were saying about the utility and that you had incorporated into your way of thinking.
Yes, exactly. As I was saying, I incorporated into my way of life without really realizing it. And it was mainly through observation and through cohabitation with my father. And it was through my conversations with you, the advice, and watching you plan your own classes, seeing your method of work, etc. So yeah, I realized that some of the behaviors that I had, like time management and my work ethic, were in agreement with Lynn, as you then pointed out to me.
Okay, so then, yeah.
So then came how I see the world. And once I became conscious that I was using Lean thinking, it became a lot easier to select examples of how Lean has influenced me. And one of them is how I analyze the world, how I see the world around me, especially when it comes to waste. So seeing everyday life with the lenses of waste and inefficiency immediately triggers thoughts on me, like what exactly is going wrong in the situation and what would I do to make it better. I've caught myself thinking, especially in restaurants, for example, uh, how the spatial organization of the restaurants drives me insane. I go to a fast food chain and I see a single employee being the cashier, then going to fry the fries in the other side of the room, then going to the back to help in the kitchen. And while doing all of these tasks so far away from each other, they're creating a line that, as time passes, becomes bigger and bigger and with bigger waiting periods. And even if it's because they're understaffed, there is clearly an organizational problem that is not being addressed. Another quick example that I thought was in my previous university, where we used to make schedules each semester, and every year all the students had to make their schedules at the same time in an online platform. And every year the website would crash, obviously. And a task that should take maximum 10 minutes would take us 3 to 4 hours to accomplish. And some would even be able to make their schedules. So this is something that the university never changed, and I don't think they're planning to do so. But the truth is, we wasted a lot of time doing a task, and to top of it all, the admin services, in result of this whole chaos, had even more work, which was completely avoidable if they sat down, evaluated what was going on, and changed the way the schedules were made. The next slide.
The example of the restaurants, when we actually go as a family to a restaurant, that's fun to watch. We are all the four of us looking for who does what and when, and we kind of mapping out the wastes, waiting time over processing, over production, delays, movements, transportations. So that's fun to watch. But moving forward, you still want to share some of your current behaviors, right? Your practices.
Exactly. Another way that lean thinking has helped me, and I've noticed that I've used, is in my studies, especially because up until now, studying was my whole life. And having school as a prominent factor in how I feel, how I plan my week, and what my goals in life are, basically, it was very important to me that I learned to handle it the most efficient way I could. And the first step I took was to think, which type of learner am I? There is said to be mainly 4 types of learners: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and reading/writing. And I realized I was mainly a visual learner. So I knew I had to organize my time and my work through visual cues. And to do that, some examples, I started printing my timetable so they would be always visible to me in my desk. I started doing my schedule through an online agenda. I started doing weekly to-do lists to keep track of my academic tasks. And to organize the time I spent studying with how much I actually retained for a test or for a paper. I started creating course summaries, which I put that in an example, a visual example for you all. And my summaries had to be visually appealing to me, so I could memorize them more easily. And by using different colors, sizes of the letters, different writing styles, and by dividing each page almost with blocks, different blocks, I could go through them a lot more easily and so on. So, and this is, as pointed out by my father, is one connected to one of the basics of Lean, such as the visual management. The same thing happened when I became an intern at Jornal Sporting, which is a newspaper of a sports organization in Portugal. And when this opportunity came up, I talked with my father about some work strategies. And by taking his advice, I created in my workplace a division in which I would write down all the tasks in post-its, all the tasks that had to be finished until the end of the week. So I had a to-do list, a doing list, and a done list. And this not only helped me manage my work, but it also created a new level of communication with the ones that were working around me, as it would be visible to me and to them the rhythm of the work that I was going through. So once again, this connects to some of Lean learning, such as the Office Kanban, which my father told me about.
Yeah, so in a way, the tools are there to be used. So when we can see that we really need them, we can go there and retrieve what we need instead of kind of being pushing tools towards our sense. We need to check and be alerted by what they need at each point in time during their growing up through the process. And that's when we go and say, why don't you think about doing something like this? And there you go. You just need to let the seeds, and then they will pull it, okay? Because they need it to solve a problem. Okay, so moving forward, I think you want to share your web application, right, that you are using now. Well, again, log out, log in, because we have lost your sound again. Okay, so this will be the kind of 2/3 of our presentation. Margarida will let you or guide you through how she's now, as a young adult and a professional, managing his virtual workplace. Sound on?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Just
there you
to
go.
quickly finish my part then, I just wanted to lastly share the tool that I found that helps me with these visual needs that I discovered that I needed for my organization and my work ethic. And I'm not in any way being paid to advertise this to you. It's just might come in handy if you are also a visual learner or your children are visual learners. The app is called Notion, and it's basically an app in which you create your own space from like a blank canvas. You then develop it according to your own needs, be it calendars, agendas, to-do lists, a journal, and like you can see there are pages for each one of your needs, be it school, personal life, your job, health, and so on. So this is a very simple but efficient way to basically keep track of your life.
You're done?
I am.
Okay, nice. Okay, guys, so moving forward and having this experience in two ways, same direction, but two ways, let me share with you and enhance a little bit of what you can try to do, depend on your or where you are. And so I have collected some good examples, not only from our family, but from a million different sources of persons that are trying to do the same thing. So you can start even before you give birth as a parent, okay? So you can plan the whole pregnancy, okay? So depending on where you are, you can create your Kanban board, okay? For each week, what you need to do, if it is done or not. Okay, you can start layouting every aspect of the rooms. Okay, so including safety precautions, materials for emergency cleaning and containment, like number 1 and number 2. You know, kids do it, and sometimes you are not expecting it. So, and also teach your partner and yourself, for instance, on the basics of life-saving techniques. Okay, you should need on how to do it. You can exercise it, you can create a job instruction. So lots to do during this period. Then you can, if you already have your child and if he or she is within this time frame from born to their 5 years old, you can place again a Kanban on their child's with one line for each of the daily or weekly tasks for you, what you need to do, what your partner needs to do, and it's a visual check. Okay, it's a way of communicating. Okay, you can be working at home, your wife or husband can be at other location, but when reaches home, it's a kind of visual communication. You can talk, obviously, but I can address immediately if things are done or not. You can start kind of using problem solving, very quick process, the 3 C's, what are the concerns, causes, and countermeasures, okay? You can also go through the 5 S principles every day and have your own layout and your cleaning standards, okay? And always support your partner, you know, so he or she is there for you and the other way around as well. So other things you can do, daily reviews, lessons learned, use again, like Margarida is using now, some apps. I use Trello, for instance. Okay, you can use any other apps that are out there that helping us with alerts and to-do lists and that are on the move and always there to support our daily activities so we not forget anything. And again, you can create some job instructions on how to feed, how to bath the child, how to give medicine. So moms are more natural, I don't know, towards some things. Fathers are some way not there. And so sometimes I need some instructions how to do it, not to forget, okay? And again, we can use mood faces, we can have post-its, we can have magnets using on the fridge, you name it. On the figure, you can, or on this image, you can see if things are done or not done, your bath, your hygiene, if you food the cat, if you had study, and so it's just putting a check. It's easy, it's fun, and that's a way to communicate. So we are almost at the end. I think we have 1 slide to go. So the session, in a way, was not that effective, and some of the things we had planned to show you, we will not have the time. So we will not rush. We will see where it leads. We were prepared to share some things that you could do from the age of 5 to 15, and then also from 15 onwards, because the learning journey does not stop. Okay, so you can go and investigate by yourself now that you are interested on the subject matter and explore ways of communicate and improve the learning of your child. Okay. You can even go SWOT analysis, mind mapping. So there are a lot of things that you can do, okay? For the ones that still want to stick with us, we'll be here for some minutes more to end the presentation, but we would address our goodbyes from this point onwards because some of you want to move towards other sessions. If that's the case, that was a pleasure to have you here, guys. Thanks for attending, and have a nice Lean Global Connection edition, and see you next time. Okay, for the ones that want to stick to the final of the presentation, we will continue on delivering it. Okay, so bye-bye for the ones that needs to leave. Okay, so you can do other things for or with the child if it is 15 or older. Okay, you can strengthen even more their strengths. Don't focus on the negatives. We have seen parenting focus on the negatives. You are not good at math. You are not good at your native language. So you need to reinforce that. Okay, you need, okay, to a level where they just can progress on the school. If a person does not do math, it's not their first interest, that will never be his first or her first interest. So we need to find out what are the things that really inspire each one of our sons and daughters, okay? And we don't need to be good in everything. I'm not, and you definitely are not as well, okay? And as I've been trying to teach not only my child, but everything that is around, and I work specifically very directly with universities and university students, I always reinforce the need of being before of owning. Okay, so you need first to be kind to others, be always there on time, be funny, be fair, okay, be professional, be the best boy or girlfriend, be always aware of what surrounds you. And then you can aim on owning your deserved career, your health insurance, your house, and your salary, and there you go. You will have a legacy to be proud of. Okay, so again, and to close, you can also bring what we know as the versatility matrix and easily transform it into a training plan. On the image, you can see a versatility matrix converted for riding a bike. Okay, and if you go through the details there, okay, level 1, mom, dad, need you to help me out. The second level is, mom, dad, I'm outside trying to ride my bike. Then third level, I will be riding with my friends. And finally, okay, when he or she masters the skills, mom, dad, come and see my stunts. So these are nice ways to map out on how they should progress and how they can achieve to be on the next level. Okay, they will be doing this for the rest of their lives, for the other tasks and competencies that they will need to acquire. Okay, and last but not the least, getting again back to you, right, Margarita? You want to show us your last video, right? We don't have your video. Okay, oh, your audio. Okay, doesn't matter. I will launch the video and let's see if it works good. Hold on. So stick to us, some speed problems here and there.
Daniel. Rob.
Some more seconds to go. Okay, guys, so, and this is us. Okay, so you had the chance to step into our family for this half an hour. It was an honor to have you on that side. And thanks for your resilience as well to stick with us despite of the IT issues. Margarida, thanks a lot. We are spread by some thousands of kilometers. I'm in Portugal. She's in Brussels. So this was a challenge also for us to coordinate. I have wrote on our chat, we'll be glad to connect with you guys. If you want to give us a word, let us know, find us. Our surname is very peculiar, so Caldeirinha is not that confusing word, so you will find us easily, okay? Again, thank you so much. See you around, okay? Bye-bye.